Hey Aquarius, how's it going everybody? Welcome to Blue Mountains Tarot. Gonna do a reading for you guys, my fellow Aquarians. I hope you're doing well. This is a general reading. Please keep that in mind. Only take messages that resonate for you. I do offer personal readings. If you're interested, you can contact me below in the description box to set that up. And my new Oracle deck, as many of you already know, it is available for purchase. If you're interested, they're in the description box below. There is a shop link and also a promo video link just to give you a bit of a visual of the deck and the cards and the artwork. I've been collaborating with the artists to create this deck over the last couple of months, and it's finally done. It's available. So I'm also going to be giving away a free deck as soon as I get it. It's shipping in from the US, so I'm just waiting for that. And I'll be giving away a free deck. There's a contest, okay? So stay tuned for that. All right, Aquarius, let's see. What is the message tonight? It's a little bit later in the evening here, and I just thought I would relax with my tea and do a reading for you guys. So what's the energy for Aquarius, please? What is the energy for Aquarius today? Seven of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. What's the energy for Aquarius? There's that Death card. Interesting. You know, when I split the deck, there was the Death with the Ace of Pentacles. And the Death came out with the Ten of Pentacles. Interesting, because they're both very, Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles are cards of abundance. Okay. There is something here, Aquarius, which is showing that you do need to put in a lot of effort and time and energy into something. Okay. I feel like you have the energy to do this, but you're also ready for, the time when it comes to enjoy, to celebrate, to have fun, for something of an accomplishment, okay? So I think that you're trying to push forward in accomplishing and putting effort into a situation here, but you're also looking forward to the time of enjoyment of this. You've got the Chariot here, Ten of Pentacles, the Death, the Three of Pentacles, okay. So there could be something here, Aquarius, where abundance, I see that with the Seven of Pentacles and now the Three of Pentacles. There is something here that might say, you might have to cut your losses in life in this situation, person, place, or thing. You may have to kind of rebuild. You might have to sort of start through again and move along, because something here that maybe felt too good to be true, or that was looking very promising for you, has come to a sudden ending. And this new beginning, the transformation in that, and I think it's around cooperation. I think some of you have been doing all of the work within a situation that, it's kind of like, this isn't worth it for me. This isn't worth it when you have a Ten of Pentacles followed by the Death card, followed by the Three of Pentacles, the Chariot. I feel like you're ready to move into something new that you can work maybe together at, if that's a relationship of sorts, whether that's a loving relationship, a work relationship. I feel like there was a lot there for you, but it also came with a lot of work. And that's where I feel like some of you are like, where's the fun? Where's the enjoyment? Where's the payoff? When am I going to see changes? When am I going to enjoy the fun, the celebration of this situation without it always being so heavy? I want to clarify here, because the Ten of Pentacles, tell me about this. Tell me about this Ten of Pentacles. It's followed by the Death. So something ended here. Now, I don't usually say this, but sometimes that Ten of Pentacles, it can represent inheritance, okay? And when, it could literally be the inheritance from a passing. but that's a little more literal. That was the Three of Wands there. What's this Ten of Pentacles? The Nine of Cups. Okay. Regardless, you're getting some kind of wish fulfillment here. You're getting something that makes you feel good. I don't think it's a pattern inheritance on that level here. What's the Death card? That Three of Wands was about to flip over, meaning maybe you've been waiting for that. There it is right there. Holy cow. I knew that. Three of Wands, meant to be. This is something that you were waiting for, Aquarius. You were almost waiting for something to, it's interesting. Either were you waiting for something to end? To start from scratch again? Were you waiting for something that you thought made you happy, that you thought was a wish fulfillment? That now you're sort of, again, you're moving on. Three of Wands. I think some of you have been waiting for an ending in something that you really thought was like all that abundance, all that joy or happiness or fulfillment that you thought it was going to give you. And maybe it did fulfill you for some time, but sometimes things have an expiry date on them and they're meant to end for you to build again. Three of Pentacles, Three of Wands. You're ready for something different. You're ready for a new beginning. I feel like if you're going to put the work into something here, it better be something that pays off for you and it better be something that you enjoy doing. So I think you've been seeking or you've been waiting. That didn't come out for no mistake there. I saw that earlier. It was about to flip and I let it fall back into place. You waited for the ending of something here, Aquarius, because you've been wanting to or waiting to move on. I think that this Ten of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups is also showing that, if you've left a situation, a boss, a friendship, a relationship, I don't think they realized just how beneficial you were to their life. It's like this ending is kind of saying to me, like, if someone here is not willing to put in the work with you, if somebody's not willing to cooperate, you're moving on because you know your value, you know your worth, Aquarius. And if somebody doesn't recognize that, and if it doesn't make them happy, let's say, or you don't feel that wish fulfillment, you don't feel the joy, the appreciation, the contentment, then you're just like, this is just a matter of time. You're just waiting for something better. Now, maybe that's what that person was making you feel like, or that situation was taking you for granted, making you do all the hard work. Seven of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, making you chase, making you do all this work. And it's like they're not appreciating the abundance, what you brought to their life. Maybe that's how they're feeling now that it's ended, now that you've moved on. Chariot might be too late. Three of Wands is like you've been waiting. You've given a bit of a warning in a way. What's at the bottom of the deck? Six of Cups in reverse. Okay. Yeah, when I see this now, I feel like you're saying you just wait till this Chariot, you wait till this leaves the situation suddenly out of nowhere, and you start up again doing what you need to be doing to, you know your value, you know your worth here. Seven of Pentacles, somebody who appreciates hard work, who knows that what they're putting into this is going to pay off. Somebody who knows that their efforts, their work produce results. So you know your value, you know your worth. The thing for you here, Aquarius, is that I feel like you knew, or you see that you need to, this situation isn't transforming or changing your life. Again, I feel like it's starting to sort of seek, wider peripheral vision here of what else is out there for you. Okay, so I think slowly but surely with the weighting of these wands, which are going behind his back, they're going behind him. It's like losing a sense of passion. He's only holding on to the one wand, which to me feels like an ace of wands. 8 of wands at the bottom. Yeah, you're moving on because your passion is starting to carry you forward. And it happened very quickly. 8 of wands. This energy that you had, Aquarius, it's almost like you made up your mind, because with the 3 of Pentacles and the Chariot, it's like you're planning your next move. It's like you're ready for the next thing. And if you have to sit around waiting and waiting and waiting, you're not going to let your ship sail by you here. You're already planning the next trip, so to speak, the next journey, the next thing that you're on. There is something there that felt like it had a lot of value, a lot of emotions, a lot of fulfillment. It could have been something, but you planned an exit out of here. You were waiting. You knew that this was coming to an end. It's almost like somebody who wins the lottery with you but burns through the money super fast. They don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate the love. They don't appreciate what you were putting in, how much work it took to earn that money. And some people win half the amount of that lottery and they invest it and they make it, a full, lifelong, stable, enjoyable life. So you're also wanting to go out here and celebrate and enjoy something. Tell me about this Chariot. So we're moving forward. Where's Aquarius going with all of this? What's the outcome? Because there's new beginnings for you, Aquarius. Death card, 3 of Pentacles, the Chariot. You have things to be doing. 7 of Wands. The Knight of Pentacles. So if this individual or somebody tries to come back into your life, Aquarius, you're definitely very guarded. Okay? Your walls are up, your guards are up, you're not trusting of this person's offer. It is a slow approach. So don't be surprised here that when you do move on, when you start to rebuild yourself, your life, your job, whatever this is that you're doing, your finances, some of you could have had a little bit of a financial dip and you have to rebuild some of your finances as well. But there's somebody here that's trying to approach you and there's a very guarded energy. It's a little bit of get out of my way with that Chariot. So, okay. What else? Actually, clarify the Death card. This is your major. You've got Scorpio energy and your other major is Chariot. So we clarified the Chariot. We did clarify. 3 of Wands was your Death card. So there was that waiting to something to end. We already got that. Okay, moving on. Moving on. 8 of Pentacles. Okay. There's that putting your effort, your energy into something that, again, you know it's going to pay off for you. Okay, there could be something there around there's definitely something here around money. 8 of the Moon? Why the Moon? The 5 of Pentacles. Okay. This is, if you have to bust ass here and work hard to figure out the emotions of someone or to figure out the emotional, how you feel, because you've got the 5 of Pentacles with the Moon. This is kind of like you're always in a place of struggling, but you're working hard to find the answer. You're working hard to understand like the missing keys, the missing information, the illusions, the secrets, okay? Intuitively, you knew something here, Aquarius. Otherwise, you wouldn't have put the effort in to figure out the outcome. But it created a lot of like feeling left out, feeling pushed aside, not being... It's like emotional breadcrumbing. So you're given like very little to understand, very little to work with, not knowing. Somebody here, unfortunately, there's like a struggle with emotions that has to be worked on. Okay, roles could be reversed. This could be something with you. I don't know, either way. But the emotions have to be, there has to be effort here to include other people, to work together. But I also feel like this person is doing all the learning, all the studying, all the therapy, all the work. And it's like, well, this other side of this emotional Moon is in this struggle boat here, paddling away with going nowhere. 5 of Struggles, as I like to call it. Okay. What's the outcome to this? What's the advice? What's the healing for Aquarius? Eight of Wands. There it is again. There's that Eight of Wands that was sitting behind the... Move forward. Don't put a lot... It's like go from an Eight of Pentacles to an Eight of Wands. Go from working and putting in all this time and energy and diligence and studying the situation to moving on. To quickly moving on. Fly ahead, rise above, move forward. It's kind of like, I'll wait till the next full moon kind of thing. I'm not going to sit here and try to figure this out. I feel like it's like, I don't know why I'm saying that, but it's kind of like wait for the next moon cycle. I'm not sure why. It's like this guy is studying at night. It's almost like full moon. Full moon is a revealing moon, you know. It reveals all the truths to us. So when you get that revealing, it's kind of like once in a blue moon, or when that happens, I feel like you can finally move on. The advice is you might be waiting for that. But if you've put in more than you need to, it might be time to just move forward. So some of you may be very diligently waiting or want the answer. You want to figure out what this is all about because you don't want to be left out in the cold or left out kind of not knowing what's up with emotionally. But I think many of you might just say, you know what, I can't figure that out. It's a secret. It's not being revealed. It's kept from you. And so you're moving on here. Again, it shows up a couple of times for you, Aquarius, with the Chariot and the Three of Pentacles. Like you already kind of knew, or you already had this plan to move on. You already knew that, like, I'm just waiting for the bomb to drop. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're waiting for this ending to suddenly, like, okay. There's a realization with what was lost here. Let me clarify something. Because otherwise you wouldn't be approached again. You wouldn't be slowly somebody coming in where you have to put the guard. You're very guarded at this point with this situation. I think both of you are, okay? I think both of you are very, there's you know, was there a realization here? Because I'm picking this up here with this Nine of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, the Death card. Was there a realization, or was there an understanding of the happiness, the joy, the fulfillment, the abundance, the stability? Yes or no? What's going on with that? Four of Swords. Four of Swords. This person realizes, yeah, they've realized that this has been like put to bed. It's exhausting. It's exhausted somebody. That's where they realize how much energy somebody has been putting into this. They're kind of retreating. Either they're retreating. Clarify that. Four of Swords. The Hermit. Yeah, they realize when you leave, okay, just what kind of path. Sometimes the Hermit is leading the path. He's trying to, it's doing a lot of self-reflection here. Four of Swords with the Hermit is somebody who's really, really taking the time to rest on something and sit with the energy to really feel what was lost. Because the Hermit, I feel the Hermit really does have a lot to offer. It's like they go out on their own, they leave. This could be ghosting. I don't think it's a ghosting because I think there was communication around this. But it's kind of like you really miss the wisdom. You miss what the abundance that Hermit had. And then they're gone. They've gone on their own path. They've left. Virgo energy there. Okay. Was kind of saying there that the hermit sort of leads the way. He lights the path. He kind of had a future created. He had wisdom to share. He had some visions for this situation. And when it's gone, it's like the person's left out in the dark, right? They're left. It's a sleeping. They're left with all of their thoughts in themselves, having to sort of now self-contemplate, go within. Now that this has moved on, Aquarius, this person, there's a good energy there that maybe you've left somebody to have them reflect what it's like without all of that joy, happiness, and abundance. What does that feel like? Because the hermit leaves this behind. He's seeking the true joy, the true wisdom, the true sense of what his life is all about. He can leave behind these other things that, I just wonder how fulfilling are those until they wear out. So this is creating a sense of contemplation. It's creating inner thinking, internalizing. Thank you. Internalizing their thoughts. The Four of Swords. To me, I see this as this person is like having dreams, having realizations, having time to rest with their thoughts. But at the bottom of their little coffin here is the one sword, which is like an ace to me. It feels like the truth comes through them. The truth is coming through in a time of rest and sort of isolation almost. Okay, what's the overall energy or closure? What are we at? 22 minutes already. Closure, because Aquarius, you're moving on. I think the thing is here is that with the moon followed by the Eight of Wands, emotionally you're checked out. You've moved on. Emotionally, I feel like that's what keeps sometimes us pulled or tied into something, is that the emotions are connected. But once you realize that you're just putting in this time and energy and not getting anything from it, or you're not, it's an imbalance of emotional exchange, you kind of move on from that. And I feel like, again, this was definitely showing like, it's like a slow death or an expected death. It's an expected expiry. Like, your bread's going to expire at the end of the week. And you've already planned the next shopping trip here. I know that's a weird analogy, but you kind of see it coming. It's kind of expected. That's why, because you're waiting, you're like, if things don't change, if this ship doesn't change, you're jumping on the neck, you're moving on. What's the overall closure for Aquarius? I do feel this feeling, Aquarius. I don't know if it's the mood because it's evening and I got my tea, but I do get a feeling of warmth. Regardless of what was challenging here, or that death card being a sudden ending, there's not a lot of necessarily like heavy duty pain here. There is being left out in the cold. There is feeling the sense of emotional, like, pulling on straws almost, or of guarded energy. But there is a sense of like, it was good while it lasted. That 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups with the death. It's like, and there's something that I think you're able to take it for what it is and learn and build from that. There is a bit of a warm feeling. I don't know why I get that, but there's like, something is comfortable. Let me put it that way. Something feels comfortable enough. It's not like you've got these chills of nerves. You're not shaking in your pants kind of energy with anger or frustration, or it has a sense of like, you get back up on your feet again, and you move ahead. Okay. What's the outcome, the overall closure for this reading for Aquarius? I feel like it's new. Yeah, see, there you go, guys. Beautiful energy. Four of Wands. So you ultimately end up where you really want to be in life with a special person, maybe with your family, spending some time with family. But overall, this is about stability for you. And you have that Three of Cups at the top with that Seven of Pentacles. And the person or the attitude, it's like an attitude of gratitude here. If you put in the energy, the effort, the work, it becomes fun in a way when you have something to show for, when you have stability, when you have a strong connection. That Seven of Pentacles becomes a it's work. Yes, this is a lot. It's time, it's energy, it's commitment, it's all these things. But you build a strong ass commitment relationship here. You build stability. You have something to stand on. And I think that's what you're sort of ultimately either being reminded of, or you're sort of realizing that something here was good, but it had its time, and it was the Chariot that took you forward. It sort of was like, close the door on things that might be slowing you down with that Knight of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. There's no need to struggle to this extent. It shouldn't be a lot of work, Eight of Pentacles, to understand the moon, to understand the emotions, the intuition, the feelings, like to be transparent, especially a full moon. This is a full moon, guys. Full moons are the revealing of everything. They show everything. So, sometimes I would say somebody might be hard to read in the beginning. Somebody might hide their feelings a little bit until they feel safe. Somebody might have a few insecurities. Somebody might have some fears. Fair enough. But in that cycle of time, okay, full moon shows up and it's like, here's the all revealing. It's time to show. And I feel like a lot of you had to really work hard to have emotionally like starving. Five of Pentacles, they're begging for someone's feelings. So you've moved on, and you've moved on to a Four of Wands, which is a true connection of stability, what you really want. Okay. Virgo, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Let's see. Oracle. Actually, you know what? No, guys. I'm going to do the Wisdom of the Tao. I feel like this is where we need to get a message today. Because it's nighttime. Well, yeah. I just feel like this is what we need. Wisdom of the Tao for messages for Aquarius in this reading. Be patient. You are not patient enough. Patience is not about doing nothing. Patience is knowing profoundly that nothing can be done to change the situation in the present moment. Wait, and the inevitable will materialize. That's interesting. That's an interesting thing. So, even if you move on here, Aquarius, okay, something maybe it will change. Maybe again, that Knight of Pentacles shows up. Something shows up to you, but maybe it's not in the right timing. It's at the bottom of again, I was saying, like, wait for that. The Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups, the bottom of the deck, walking away. Not easy to walk away. Someone's having a hard time with that. Page of Swords, yeah, they still want to talk or communicate. And the Knight of Cups, the feelings haven't... It's kind of like tables have been turned here, Aquarius. Eight of Wands, it's like passionately not wasting time and moving on. And then you've got all these feelings and somebody wanted to talk. It's almost like now it's showing up, Well, you choose your level of patience, I guess. Because and it may be with a new beginning. At the end of the day, Four of Wands shows that with time, that you are going to have a stable situation with what you want. And that's also the patience with the Seven of Pentacles. That is definitely a card of patience. It's definitely of, like, it takes time for things to work themselves out. Okay, Aquarius, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much, guys, for all of your likes, shares, comments, support. I appreciate it. Have a great day, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.